I have Fran and Amanda, and we are to discuss about growing your YouTube channel. I know Fran is really big, and she has they have a Facebook group and a whole bunch of other stuff to help others grow their YouTube channel in various ways. And I know Amanda is a student of hers and has done multiple things on her side as far as helping her own YouTube channel. And so she is supporting other people as well. And for me, I have a YouTube channel for my podcast, and I've been just working on it, growing my podcast in that way. So we've been all tweaking things here and there, learning from each other, learning from other people besides ourselves. And so I thought we come together and we could just have some questions and some answers. We just go back and forth, and hopefully we can share some information to help somebody else grow their YouTube channel or even start one if they haven't started one yet. So I'll just shoot it out there. I mean, Brad, what are like 3 things that you've been using the most since you've been having a YouTube channel that you really say, hey, you have to focus on these 3 things to get?
Yeah. Okay, great. I'm going to share that with you. I just want to make sure I point out that Amanda is not just a student. She's a mentor and a strategist as well.
There you go.
So she's a pro now, and not a pronoun, a pro now. And ooh, so thanks. Thanks. What's that?
I said being a pronoun.
Yeah, you can have a pronoun too. I'm pronoun friendly. Yeah. So first of all, I like to tell people I failed at YouTube for 10 years. So one of the things I recommend to people is do your homework, whether it's taking a course, something to get you prepared, because you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes people hire people to help them build their YouTube channel, and they don't know, but they're winging it too. So I'd say before you even bring in somebody, make sure you know so you could check them on it. So that's an important thing. And to have a really good niche so that you know you have an audience to speak with or two, and your audience will know if they belong with you. So if you say, I do a little bit of everything, and people are open to being in a part of a channel that does a little bit of everything, that's fine. Or if you say you bake a specific kind of cake, then people will want to be there for gourmet keto cakes or something like that. Then you get your audience. So it's very important that you know who you are, even if it's not a specific niche, but you know who you are so you can convey yourself to your people. And I use a tool I like to share. It's like a game changer for anybody who doesn't know how to upload videos to their channel. That took me from an hour-long upload to a 15-minute upload of videos. And that's Tubebuddy. It's just an amazing tool that helps people automate, systematize, and shorten the time for reaching your ideal audience. Does SEO and a lot of things. Very affordable, but there is a free plan. I always like to say that. It's, like I said, it's Tubebuddy. You could go and get 50% off with my code. So I always like to say that. I didn't know I was going to be sharing that right away. But TB, T as in Thomas, B as in boy, .seniortuber.com. And the code is Rising Star Buddy. And you can get up to 50% off. So sometimes there's programs out there that do a certain amount. And then there's those helping hand programs that work, they partner with them. And so I've been using that for probably 8 years now. And it's made a big difference. So you're asking me for 3, but if we had more time, I'd probably go into more things. But thank you. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Amanda, do you have 3 things that you focus on?
Oh, 3 things I focus on. Well, I started with YouTube a long time ago. And when I was a screen printer, and I didn't do anything with that channel. And then when I moved into the salt pot industry, I started that and I was doing that. And I have a YouTube channel that I then converted into my healing business. And it's my everything channel. So that's the channel I was doing before I knew what YouTube was supposed to be doing. And then as I moved into my more recent business, I've really niched it down and focused on that. And one of the things that I feel is super important is making sure that you set up your channel correctly, going through all of that customization that you can put in so that you've got all of your links, so they'll be hyperlinked. So you have all your keywords put in there in the beginning so they show up creating the right videos and everything. So really, really investing in how you set up your channel. Now, my old channel, I have a lot of views. I have a lot of crazy stuff on there. I've got everything from car shows to keto, crochet. I vlogged my hip replacement. I did all kinds of crazy things on that channel. The other channel, I focus more on the energetic healing and being a divorce coach as well. And then I am a mentor with senior tubers with Fran as well, helping folks learn things. One of the things that people are always asking us there is how you increase your subscribers. And so I think the biggest thing that I can say there with increasing your subscribers, you got to have really good content, and your content needs to be authentic. If it's not about you and what you're doing, if you're duplicating somebody else's stuff, it's not coming from your heart. If it doesn't come from your heart, it's not about you, and you're not going to have those subscribers coming back to you. And when you're starting out, I would say, the 3 T's. You'll hear Fran preach this a lot. The tag, the title, and the thumbnail. Making sure that you have the appropriate tags and that they go through SEO. And there's a lot of ways to create those. There are some companion softwares out there like Tubebuddy that allow you to do that quickly and efficiently. The title, making sure that you have the right number of characters. Shorter titles go with your shorts, longer titles go with your regular videos. I believe it's up to 71 characters for your long videos. And so knowing all of those things to help YouTube put your video out there, because that's what we're relying on, right? So playing all of the YouTube rules to get out there. And then your thumbnails being very engaging, very few words. I mean, if you can get it down to 3 words or less, and the 3 words you put in your thumbnail do not have to be your title, because people are looking at a postage stamp. So you've got to be able to get their attention with that little teeny tiny postage stamp to get them to stop scrolling, to look at your content. And then once it's engaging content, then you can ask for that subscribe. My biggest thing that I will claim as my favorite hack is putting those chapters into your video content. Chapters, I mean, YouTube, I started to seriously invest in my YouTube channel around the first of the year because YouTube is the second largest search engine. So you got to have your stuff there and ready, and to make it searchable, that's where you do the SEO, the tags, all of those things. But your chapters also become searchable information. So making sure that your chapter titles have good words in them, not step 1, step 2. That's not going to get you searched. So using every opportunity you have to come up in the search engines. And by the time it comes down to creating those chapters, if you don't have an automated software that creates those chapters for you and that content, I like to go economical. And so I will take, once my video is uploaded, then I find the transcript that's created by YouTube. I copy paste the transcript, and then I pull it over into an AI software, either ChatGPT or Perplexity AI. Those have free levels of using it. And then I put in the prompt that says, based on this transcript, generate a list of relevant keywords, a compelling title, a first-person description, and chapter titles for a YouTube video. Please create these in real time, ensuring they align with the video's key themes and highlight the most engaging points. And then I paste that whole transcript in there, and in 30 seconds, I have everything I need. I have an awesome title. I've got a good description. I've got a list of keywords that I can pop into the keywords and the tags. And then I have the chapter titles, and those chapter titles are already formatted correctly. You can copy and paste that and put it right into the description. Poof, you're ready to go. That's my favorite thing to do.
Holy cow. Yeah, I feel like I just got $1 million worth of stuff. Do you mind if am I allowed to ask Amanda a question? Those chapters, they do go on Google, and I would just like to recommend that people do that. Start noticing, or even look up chapters from videos and watching the videos pop up in the video section of Google. And if you see the chapters underneath it, that's a really good thing, because then you're exposed to the largest search engine in the world. So that's really cool.
So I think that was 3, Jonathan. Because I've got lots of stuff I could recommend.
Yeah.
There's so many things to do. And once you learn something new, use that new skill on all of your content moving forward. And then as you get an opportunity, go back and tweak the old ones. Go back and look at how you can improve your keywords. You can put chapters in. You can put them in afterwards. You can constantly edit it and improve your content.
Yeah, so real quick on the chapter thing, when you say chapters, you're just breaking it down and you're putting it into the description, right?
Right. And so the rules on chapters is you need to have at least 3 chapters to a video, and each chapter must be 10 seconds long. And your first chapter will always start with 00:00:00. And it could be introduction, and then so your next chapter, the first opportunity to timestamp one is going to be in 10 seconds. Your video needs to be, and you can't have a chapter less than. So if your video is 2 minutes and 20 seconds, your last chapter has to be tagged at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So you still have 10 seconds for the length of the whole chapter. You can't go 2 minutes and 18 seconds.
Okay. We'll have to talk after this because I'm kind of lost a little bit, but I remember seeing videos where you could, like the chapters, I would call it, is in the video. Like you can just click here and there. Am I on the same page?
Yeah, you're exactly on the same page. And when you timestamp those and put them in your description, that creates those bookmarks. Yeah. Now, of course, it's clickable. So, yeah, it's clickable. And this is something that you can do in Tubebuddy as well. Tubebuddy has a function that helps create that. But I found creating it in AI just gave some really good words. Growing up in the Midwest, my vocabulary is pretty amazing for the Midwest, but doesn't quite meet the global range that YouTube has.
Yeah. So since you transfer everything over the Chat GPT, have you ever had any issues where it's too much, like the transcript's too long? Yeah.
Well, no, I've not had but I do short videos. I'm very good. If you ask me to do something that's longer than 10, 15 minutes, I'm stumped. So for my shorter videos, it has worked.
Yeah. So I would say, I'm just going to say this, if somebody's using Chat GPT, the free version or whatever, maybe just you could break it up and do it like twice in a sense. Not saying that's the best thing to do, but I've done.
If you prepare Chat GPT for that, if you say, I have a long document to give you, can you wait until I tell you when I'm ready? And then you could put it all in, then Chat GPT will read it all and
yeah. If you found that way to make it work for you, great.
Oh yeah, it works.
I would have forgave.
Yeah, and so when the important part is when you're pulling your transcript out of your video, you want to make sure you have the timestamps there so that your AI will reference those timestamps. Otherwise, it'll give you a bazillion chapters that are too many and it won't fit in. And then check your time, because I've put in a transcript from a 3-minute video and I've had timestamps provided to me for 4 minutes into it. It's like, video's not that long.
Is there a maximum amount of chapters? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't.
Something to check. I have to write it down now to go look for it.
Well, it says at least 3, right? Is one of the recommendations I'm seeing.
Yeah, three. Now,
at least 10 seconds long for the one. Yeah, that's what I'm bringing here.
And for those who don't have all the bells and whistles that we use, they could just manually put them in. Mm-hmm. Through YouTube, they can manually put them in, and they still will be clickable. And you'll be able to tell that when you go to the live video and you click on it, and then you'll see that they're in blue, and they'll be live for you to click on.
Okay, this is awesome. I just I'm gonna have to go back and change some stuff around. Yeah. So I mean, what you guys just shared. So for me, I'll just answer my own question, I guess. The three things I'll focus on. First of all, I focus on clips for my podcast episodes, and so my titles are AI generated. And I found sometimes I'll post what is given to me, and it is longer than 71 characters or whatever it is. So I just want to see what happens. And then I found out, in my experience, if you at least deleted everything up to the colon that was given to me, you're down to like 3 or 4 words. And that usually is enough to make it be found even quicker, for the most part, not all the time. Right now, remember what I have as a podcast. So the information that people are sharing is not going to be something that's going to go viral. So it's nothing that everybody's going to keep looking up. So that's one of the things I'll focus on. The other thing is definitely connecting the clip to the full episode. So if somebody's watching the clip and they go, I want to watch the full version of Amanda's doing her talk on her book and course and everything, they can just click on that and watch the full episode.
That's a great new feature. I love that feature. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm coming across a few people that don't even touch it and they're still getting great views, but I can only imagine if they were able to add that on, then that person would probably go ahead and watch the full episode. Who knows? There's that. And then for me, it would be the tags. I've been playing around with the tags. Sometimes I don't put tags in, just see what happens. Sometimes I'll put them in. And for the most part, I'll put my name, the person speaking, their name, and then anything else that's related to the clip. Sometimes putting in that person that's speaking, it would come up when somebody's searching for them, because that person might not even have a YouTube channel. They might not even be big on YouTube at all. So it's going to, it could be one of the first shorts that come up when they type in that person's name, especially for people that have a coaching career. They haven't gotten a channel going. They haven't gotten Instagram, all that stuff going. And people just want to go, hey, I want to search for somebody in Google. And they typed in that person, and it's going to obviously hit the YouTube as well, and they would pop up. So those are the 3 things that I've been focusing on for clips. There's not too much that you can play around with clips, besides, going in deeper and changing the clip itself and, making it more more appealing to people that want to watch it. But there's some 3 things. But Brandon, what's the one thing that you really love about Tubebuddy that you just go ahead and you have to have it?
I use a lot of tools for a lot of things, and I use things like Opus Clip, because you're making shorts from Opus Clippers, or you're doing it manually. Right. So that's fantastic. Opus Clip is fantastic. But I use it when I need it, and I recommend it all the time. But Tubebuddy is like, there's no reason not to have it. It's that good. It saves that amount of time. So for instance, if you have many different types of segments, like let's say you have a podcast, let's say you do reviews, let's say you do, sometimes you're doing your inspirational talking head instead of interviewing somebody. If you have all these different segments, so I do training, and then I do live podcasts, and I do all these different things. Tubebuddy allows you to have an upload default, which is what they call it, but it's a template. And you can make a template for every single type of video that you put out there. So when you upload the video, you hit to include that particular template, and it'll fill in the title, the description, the tags, and you didn't have to do it. So if you're putting up a lot of videos or a lot of shorts or a lot of reaction videos, then they're all in there, and it really saves the time. So it's wonderful. Same thing with it'll do your SEO for you. It'll tell you what you didn't do to optimize your video, what you didn't do in the best practices for YouTube to make sure that you're reaching your ideal audience and getting the ideal response from them. And so it's like, I don't even have to think anymore. I have a friend to do it for me.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's something that you don't have to remember all the time. You just set it and forget it, right?
I set it and I forget it. When you're a content creator, there's enough for us to be doing, from creating, setting it up, editing it, and then uploading it. What should be the easiest thing, and it is now.
Yeah, and both of you can answer this if you want. What would you say? I mean, there's a lot of work just setting it up, and you probably forget things, and if you already have a YouTube channel, you got to go back and dive deep and try to reset it. Do you feel like you could sit down for like a week maybe and just to say, okay, this is concrete and I'm done? Do you think it could take that long?
Amanda?
Well, I started working officially with Fran as a student, first of the year, and I would say I worked diligently. I would say I learned the system probably within a month or so, but to sit down and then from that point, once I learned what I was doing, to go through and when I did my first video the right way with all the bells and whistles meeting all of the best practices and all of those things, I was so proud. I got it done in 2 hours. And Fran's like, that's not okay.
Like, but I got it done. It took me 2 hours done.
I uploaded a video last week, and with the templates, the import features and those things, from the moment I uploaded it, and I upload everything private, so I've got time to mess with it before the whole world gets to see it and have an opinion about it, until I hit publish was 10 minutes. So once you learn it, but there are so many ins and outs and everything, and working with other clients, there is a learning curve, and everyone wants to jump to doing the fun stuff or what they heard Sally and Joe talking about being most important. All of those pieces are important, but when you can learn it from setup of the channel to hitting all of those things, then as you add things, they do just fall into place, and you have a much stronger channel to move forward with. So so as I was putting in new content and optimizing it the best that could be, getting SEO ratings of 100, then I would go back and so for every 1 or 2 that I uploaded, I would go back and re-optimize some of the stuff. And that whole thing about, yes, you can hire someone. And I did. I hired a VA who I thought had been trained. I thought she knew what she was doing. And I've gone back and I've looked at, so with my float business, I had my 200th float, and that video was supposed to be my flagship video. That was going to be everything the best about it. And I went back and I looked at the video. It hadn't been optimized. There were no keywords in it and all of those things. So it is important that you, as the business owner, as the channel owner, know what needs to be done before you hand it over so that you can spot check it. So I slowly go back and I re-optimize the old stuff. So thankfully my channels aren't very big.
I would like to give you, compare Tubebuddy for YouTube, for serious YouTube content creators. Is like hiring somebody who's going to build your house with a hammer and nails, or they're going to bring their electric drill and their electric tools, and they're going to bring the best ladder, and they're going to bring the best guys. That's what Tubebuddy is I bring Tubebuddy to the job. And so I don't take as long. It's a lot easier. It's a lot more fun. And it makes me look like a pro. Day one.
So if somebody has their channel and they're looking to get their growth going, get optimized and stuff, what would be the first thing that you would tell them to go ahead and focus on first to change?
So they have a channel?
Yes.
Okay. So what they want to do first is they have to be clear on who their audience is. And are they doing enough to keep their audience's attention? So here's a tip. If you don't know what your audience is looking for, that would be, you want to say, look up what people are, like if you're going after, like I always use baking or cooking. If you want to know what bakers are looking for, you want to find that out. And here's the thing, there's a website called answerthepublic.com. Once you know who your audience is, then you want to know what they're looking for. What are they searching for? And you want to give them that. So I use the term ASQ for answer a simple question, or ASSQ for answer a simple stupid question, because your people are looking for a lot more basic things than many of us are putting up there. We're overthinking. We want to give something really pretty or elaborate or deep, when all that we have to do is say, am I too old to be a senior tuber, is what I put out for my people, right? Am I too old for that? And more people are looking at that than some of my other videos. You want to answer those simple questions, and what that is like a BOGO at a Publix or a supermarket, because you're getting them in. They're coming there, and then they're saying, oh, look what Jonathan's got here. I didn't know he had this and this, but they would never have known that you existed with all your great podcasts, right? All your great interviews, if they didn't see those questions to get them there. So have that hook to get people to your channel by giving them what they're looking for. That's the trick.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Amanda, you want to touch anything on any ideas on that one too?
I think one of the things that I was worried and stressed about was, how frequently are you supposed to post? And it's not the frequency as much as it's the consistency. And do something that you can do. Don't kill yourself putting out 10 a day. If that's not comfortable, if it doesn't work for you, it's going to show in the work you're doing that it's drudgery. This is supposed to be fun. Your content is fun and authentic. So if once a week is great for you, then do it, and do it once a week. And something comes up, I took some time off because I was sick. People did not want to see me sneezing. That was just not what I wanted to put out there. So I took some time off, and that's okay. But what you put out there, and put it out there. Don't wait for the perfect video, because it's not going to happen. You can edit till you're blue in the face. You're not going to have a perfect video. Put it out there. There are some people that, Fran, who's the gal that does everything, is just kind of like, she just throws it out there. It's not, she's not concerned about being correct and accurate. She doesn't worry about flubbers. She just lets it go. And she's got an amazing following. So be yourself, put it out there. You won't know if it's right or wrong if you don't put it out there. And just because they didn't see your first video doesn't mean they're not seeing your videos. So I had a chicken bacon ranch keto salad. It hit 8,000 views. It was 40 seconds long. And it was not optimized.
So you would eat the sandwich for 40 seconds?
No, I made it. I made the salad, and I just talked about what I put in it. And that's it. That's it. But I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of keywords around the word keto. Not ranking words, that's for sure.
So was that a clip or a video?
So that was a short.
There's a difference between a clip and a short.
Yeah, I know, short.
For those who are listening, you can do a clip and clip anybody. If they give permission for you to use a clip, you can clip anybody's video and share it. If you say, oh, look at this great piece, I learned this today, and you could share it with them. It's a really nice, quick feature to share. I want to stand on the shoulders of what Amanda said about the tags, title, and thumbnails. I always say, if you want to know why people aren't going to your channel, that's because of the tags, the title, and the thumbnail. And if you want to know why people aren't staying on your channel, first of all, it's the 3 T's. I call it the 3 T's. If you want to know why they're not staying on your channel, it's the 3 C's, which is content, content, content. Because no matter how good your title is or how good your thumbnail is, they're not going to stay if you haven't learned the strategies of making a video to hold people's attention. They have a lot of videos to see, and you have got to hold them there with something that your particular audience wants to hold on to. Give them some tips when they first come on, or show them something from the end result right up front, or tell them the favorite one we talk about with Amanda is, tell them you want to give them 8 tips or 9 tips, but number 8's your favorite. And Amanda tried it out, and nobody dropped off until after she gave the 8th one, because she told them, it's my favorite, right? So keep your people there, and that will make a difference too.
Great. Those are great ideas. You guys have anything else you like to add?
Well, like if I have a couple of hours, more to the point. I teach this stuff every week, and it's probably going to take me years before I get everything out. There's so much to learn, but it's fun. And once you learn it, it almost becomes exponential. That's the idea. Is probably have fun with it. Hey, baby. I keep waving at your dog, but I thought probably I shouldn't. But I think if you start learning, I call it the new puppy syndrome. Like when you get a new puppy, you want to train it for 6 months and you have a good dog for 15 years. That's YouTube. Do the YouTube syndrome and start working on it for 6 months, and you can have a YouTube channel that's paying you money for years and years to come. So that's very possible and doable if you learn the strategies of it. That's why I began teaching it to beginners, because people just don't know it. And we try to provide a place for the senior tubers to come and feel comfortable and have a good experience, and generous people who are all willing to contribute to each other. And we put it together for $14.99 a month. It's a senior tuber circle, and we offer up to 12 hours a month of live training.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Amanda, anything else you'd like to add? I have one thing I'd like to share, but I'll wait till after you answer.
I don't think so. I think that for multi-talented people, keep that in mind when you're putting together your channel as to who you want on your channel, and you can have more than one channel, and sometimes that's more appropriate. And for what I'm doing, that's appropriate for me. And yeah.
Yes, because in regard to your channel, Amanda, I'm a fan of Amanda. She does so many things. I've never known 10 people who do what she does, right? So all she had to do was tell me that, excuse me, and I became a fan. I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I don't do any of that. I don't do crochet, and I don't grow tomatoes, and I don't go to these events that she goes to. I don't go camping, but I like knowing Amanda does. I can live my life vicariously by all these wonderful things that she does. And if she prepares her audience for that she has, what do they call it, a cornucopia of things that she loves, and then people will say, okay, I'm going to see what that girl's doing this week because she's always doing something, then being diverse isn't going to hurt her. As long as her people know, and that one day she puts out keto and the next day she puts out tomatoes, they don't understand why they're signing up for her or subscribing. But when she explains it, then the right people will find her and stay with her forever.
Yep, it's true. There you go. Your subscribers are coming.
Yep. And that's the Amanda Beth at Iowa Salt Pod YouTube channel.
There you go. Yeah, one thing I just want to add real quick. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but they're rolling out new things for YouTube. They always are. And so if you're aware of it, great. I saw that for me, the best one I heard is that they're adding a community feature, so you can kind of talk to your following better. Kind of, I want to call it, looks like a Facebook group kind of deal. I really don't know, but right now it's in the beta version. So I think that's cool.
It is very cool. And I use mine all the time. Been using it for years, actually. And you can put your memberships. That YouTube has membership capability if you want to have a membership there. And when you put stuff in the community page, you can actually let it go to the public or specifically to your members. So you communicate, which is a really good feature. I love the community page.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a game changer. I don't know. Maybe they're enhancing something like, compared to what you're talking about. I have no idea. I can send you the video, but it was something that was mentioned for this month.
Go ahead and put some polls and quizzes out. People love that stuff. So that you don't need to put a video there because you already have your videos on your channel. I'm not saying it won't work, but give them something they can't get from your channel. And maybe it's a poll or a quiz and get to learn your people in and promote engagement.
In that way, yeah. Cool. This is awesome.
Yeah, I think it was great.
Yeah.
Don't say if there's anything else because
bring it on. Let's go. Now, I appreciate you both coming on, giving your experience and sharing it with whoever's going to watch, listen to this. So, yeah, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us. This was really great.
Sure.
We had fun.
Yeah,
good. That's all that matters.
That's what I say.
Yeah.